All right, let me check if we are live here. Yes, we are. All right, so we are live now. Hello and welcome to the PMC Lounge live session. We try to go live every week, every Friday, and we try to bring you real life project management related topics. You were a PMP aspirant, you are now PMP certified, and now you are on your way to become a passionate project manager. So, from PMP aspirant to PMP certified, in this journey, we have loads and loads of videos. Head over to our checklist and you will find every single concept that you need to know to pass your PMP exam. But from PMP certified till a passionate project manager, to cover that journey, that's where videos like these are going to help you out. So, today we have a very interesting topic. We are living in the age of artificial intelligence, we are living in the age of AI agents, and today we are discussing top 5 business use cases of AI agents and how that is going to impact the job role of a project manager. So it impacts you and me. So let's dive deep into it. But before we go there, I'd quickly like to sort of give you a brief about who I am. I've been a project manager since 2011. Some of the certifications under my kitty are listed, and then here's some of the organizations that I have worked with. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about pmclounge.com. Just a quick word, PMC stands for Project Management Certifications. We are all about PMP and various other project management related certifications. But as I mentioned, there's more to us than just exams. We want you to go from a certified project manager to a passionate project manager, and that's where content like this comes in handy. Our mission has always been to simplify project management, breaking down complex topics into easily understandable language, which is what we try to do. Thousands of our awesome community members, they have crushed their PMP exams using our resources. So definitely subscribe, definitely check out the playlist section, definitely check out our website pmclounge.com. Loads and loads of free stuff, articles, and everything is available there. All right, so definitely subscribe. And as I was mentioning, we are also available on all these different social platforms. So definitely check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, as well as our Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel. All right, that being clear, that being said, as I was talking about, let's talk about today's agenda, which is all about AI agents and what is their impact, the impact of AI agents on the project manager job role. So we'll start off with what the agenda really is. Quick 3 points is what we are covering. What are AI agents? Just a brief overview in case you don't already know what AI agents are. Then we will look at all these 5 business use cases one by one and what is the impact on the project manager's job role. And then governance and the road ahead, what you can sort of expect from here on. All right, so what are AI agents? AI agents are like, proactive digital team members. They are not passive chatbots. One of the things that was discussed a lot when ChatGPT and other such LLMs were gaining popularity was that these are all passive. They don't fire themselves up. They don't open up themselves and start to sort of follow up something that a project manager would do or any other job role would do. But then came AI agents, and this is where you can think of them as your digital team members. They are not passive chatbots, they can actually proactively take certain steps. So, picture the most eager new hire you have ever met, and I'm pretty sure everyone have has met a very eager new hire, right? So, picture that person, and that is what an AI agent is. Except that this AI agent, this new hire who is most eager, the digital one, AI agent, they never wait to be told what to do because they are already fed what needs to be done. So it can scan its to-do list, it can scan and find out any gaps, and it can jump in with I will handle that kind of attitude before you even finish your coffee. They can AI agents can autonomously plan, they can autonomously learn, and they can execute tasks 24/7. So unlike humans, they don't need naps, they don't need coffee, they don't need motivational posters, they don't need any of that. You just give an agent a goal and you say, keep the project status board current. It is going to fetch all the details possible from all the locations that you have fed it, and it is going to keep the project status current. So it is going to work its way through. It is going to update tasks. It can even ping teammates, right? So it can go after your teammates if there's any missing information, and it can also flag risks before you come back tomorrow and check the project status. So that's something AI agent can do for you. You can think of these as co-workers with an AI brain. So these are like your co-workers, but their brain is an AI brain. They don't take breaks. Also, these co-workers, they actually read emails. These co-workers can book meetings. These co-workers can compile research. These co-workers can draft reports, and all this while keeping track of who asked what. So it's like hiring a Swiss Army knife teammate who can shape shift skills on demand. Core skills can include understanding tasks, learning from data, and acting on your behalf. Think about it, acting on your behalf. In practical terms, that means they parse instructions. So they go over all the instructions that you give them. They learn your preferred format from prior reports or prior presentation decks and whatnot. And then they act. And if you're talking about decks or presentations, PPTs, they can actually build those PPTs as well. And they can then leave you time for strategizing. So that's something, think about it, somebody creating your PPT for you based on your previous PPTs, while you get the time to do something much more important like strategies, or maybe taking a pizza break for that matter. But anyways, so that's some of the skills of an AI agent. That's what an AI agent is. And we are now going to take a look at 5 business cases and how AI agents are going to change the game. But more importantly, our focus will be on project manager job role, right? So in each of this business case, what is the impact on the project manager's job role or the project management domain as such? So let's start off with the first business case, and we will talk about software development and IT. AI agents can analyze and they can fix code. So they can analyze code, they can fix code. You can imagine opening a repository from, let's say, 2014 that no longer does any builds, right? So nobody does any builds there. An AI agent pulls dependencies, patches any deprecated calls, and submits a pull request before you finish complaining in Slack. An AI agent can actually do that. You can transform your old mainframe code as well, that dusty COBOL monstrosity that you might be facing within your company, right? Agents can read it, they can extract business rules, and they can rewrite those business rules in Java or Python. So forget your mainframe code, forget your COBOL that nobody wants to touch anymore. Mainframe is a thing of the past now. If you have agents that can write for you in Java and Python and maybe any other language that you sort of teach it, run your builds and your tests autonomously. That is something that can happen, right? Agents, they can babysit the CI/CD pipeline all day long. They can rerun any flaky tests. They can also jot clear commit messages. So goodbye to your 2 a.m. build is red kind of alerts, right? and say hello to restful sleep because AI agents can take care of this. Now, 87% of execs are eyeing agents for development. The hype has data. Leaders mostly want speed. Bug fixes in minutes, deployment in minutes, not in sprints. That's what the executives are looking for, and that's something that AI agents can actually achieve. Now, what does this mean for you and I as project managers? What is the project management impact here? Your new job is to set acceptance criteria for the agent. You have to review its PRs. You have to unblock strategy. So you don't have to do a lot of task assigning now because that's something AI agent you can assign to AI agent, and AI agent can assign subtasks to other agents. But you should work more on road mapping. So think of a conductor and not necessarily a drummer. Think of yourself as someone who conducts the team of project management, the project management team, which includes physical resources, team resources, AI agents. And you think of yourselves as a conductor of that orchestra and not just one of those project team members, not just like a drummer, right? So that's something that you need to sort of think through. Let's talk about business use case number two, which is all about automation and productivity. It all comes down to productivity, right? So if there are any routine cross application tasks that you or your team needs to do, you can very well picture an agent that triages your inbox, that drafts some responses for you, that can even draft book meetings for you, can give you draft invites that you can actually send, and it can also give you some attachments based on your own your own files that you might have. It can also search through it, and it can also attach files in those draft responses. So you can think of this as Outlook on energy drinks that works on its own. So these are some automation and productivity points for you. At Avantia, embedding agents in Word and Outlook, it sped up contracts so fast that they saw a 45% margin jump. Think about it. This is real example right here. Document deluge tamer. So what am I saying here? SS&C fed agents 50,000 documents a month. SS&C, this is a real company, they fed agents 50,000 documents a month. And humans actually just now, they just spot check only the edge cases. So obviously the scanner, the copier, they are jealous of this because this company fed 50,000 documents a month to agents, the AI agents, and humans, they are now left with just spot checking. Whether expense reports or status decks, your project status decks, agents can autofill templates and they can free staff for creative tasks or revenue impacting tasks, right? So all your data entry and report generation, say goodbye to that kind of work, right? What is the project manager impact here, right? You as a project manager, you orchestrate a rollout, you map which steps should go to agents, you train teams about these agents, you watch the matrix, you take a look at the matrix, and you ensure that quality is being met by these matrix, right? So change management is going to become your secret superpower now, because that's something that you need to run. That's in the times of automation, managing changes in terms of changes to your matrix, in terms of changes to your process, that's something that you as a project manager should be focusing on. Let's talk about the third business case, which is all about customer service and support. So unlike chatbots that suffer amnesia or hallucination or whatever, right? Agents, AI agents, they can remember what you asked for. They can, for example, they can remember that you asked about refund policy last week, and you can actually, you might have asked them to follow up today. So you don't have to do, I told you already, kind of frustration, right? You don't have to do all that because agents are going to remember that. There's another example here, Dun and Bradstreet's. Their agent plays corporate detective. It does the disambiguating similar named firms faster than any analyst could ever do. Customers, if they are pinging you at 3 a.m., your AI agent can still reply instantly. So there's no overtime required. You don't need your team members to operate 24/7 because your AI agents are available 24/7. And next is all about consistency. Every answer references the same knowledge base. So customers, they stop, screenshotting your contradictory emails that your team has been sending. And think about it, right? This is just robots. This is, agents responding the same way to the customer based on your knowledge bases. They, these agents, they delete the experience that comes with your, maybe experienced or tenured customer service agents, right? The real agents, that is your customer service officers, or whatever you want to call them, your customer representatives, right? Your actual team members, they may have their own experiences, and they might deal with different customers or different cases in a different way. But AI agents, they refer to your knowledge base, and their response and their way of working remains the same across the board. That is again pretty powerful. Now let's talk about the project manager impact here, right? You as a project manager, you again track metrics when it comes to customer service and customer support. You can also tweak training data. That's something that you look into. We talked about change management in the last slide, right? As a project manager working in this environment, you are the leader when it comes to change management. So does that knowledge base that the AI agents are referring to, are there any changes required there? It has to go through you. You have to have a process defined for managing such kind of changes, and you as a project manager need to lead those changes. Other than that, you can think of yourself as an air traffic controller for support quality for sure. Let's talk about business case number 4, which is all about content creation. You need a blog post, you need your release notes, right? The AI agent can line up an outline, it can give you keywords that will help you rank in search engines, it can does your introduction paragraph before you blink. So content creation is something that AI agents can do. EY, Ernst and Young, they slashed 50-hour assessments to minutes by using AI agents. AI agents, they chew through contracts while humans sip coffee. Instead of annual reviews, agents ping you when a vendor's credit rating wobbles. So this is like a radar which is always on, right? They can monitor information continuously, and they can update insights automatically. Then let's talk about multimodal creativity here. Agents can create graphics, they can create slide themes, they can refine words on those slides, right? This is something that agents can do, right? Images, ideas, brainstorming ideas, summarizing research, everything is something that agents can do. Imagine there was a time not too long ago when your manager would give you a 50-page report and ask you to prepare maybe a presentation or a blog post based on that report, because that is going to be something that can present your case to potential client. All of that is gone for a toss. AI agents or even your large language models can do so in minutes. What does what does this change for project managers, right? You can use agents for your first drafts. You can focus the shift to refining and aligning with strategy. So let the AI agent draft your emails or your reports. You can polish tone, you can always verify facts, and you can ensure that deliverables hit the mark, right? One thing I would like to mention here, and specifically in terms of software projects, we have this gap between when your coding and testing and everything is complete versus when you can go live. And one of the major activities during that time is to maybe create release notes, is to create go to market related documentation and stuff. All that can be sped up with the use of AI agents and large language models, right? So that's something to watch out for as a project manager. Maybe you can think that, think through this, strategize and think through this. Maybe it's time that you reduce the time between the end of testing versus go live. All right, let's talk about the fifth business case, which is HR and employee support. All your FAQs can be answered by AI agents. New hires, they wonder about, lots of stuff. They wonder about your leaves. The agents can respond to them in seconds. So this is something that AI agents can make use of. Talk about benefits, talk about policies, talk about IT. Everything can be answered by AI agents. From ID creation to equipment requests, when it comes to onboarding, that's also something AI agents can take care of, right? So this again, based on HR and employee, under the HR and employee support head, something that AI agents can do. If they can also fetch internal guidelines or expertise instantly from knowledge bases that is already available. So if somebody comes to you and asks for the remote work policy and you're not really sure, AI agent can answer that question for you, and you can show them how AI agent can help them else as well, so that they don't come to you for questions like these. So that's again something which is totally possible. And then if documentation is missing, the agent can also flag it. So think of it as an ISO auditor with limitless patience. If you have a process in place but documentation doesn't exist, there are documentation gaps. That's also something that AI agents can find out for you. As a project manager, you champion the rollout, you vet the data privacy settings, you train your teams, and you can also measure adoption, right? So less paperwork, more people work. Project managers, they can steer deployment of these agents, they can ensure privacy compliance kind of processes are in place, and they can track user adoption. That's something project managers can do. Finally, let's talk about the road ahead. Remember, AI agents, just like LLMs, can also hallucinate, although much less as compared to LLMs, because LLMs are looking at, you know, gazillions of sources. But AI agents might be trained on just your thousands of knowledge bases, right? But end of the day, you have to review the outputs that these agents generate, right? That is something that you have to do. So this, think of them as overconfident interns who can send stuff which is not always correct. So always verify. You can use monitoring, logging and alerts. This is, any kind of dashboards. They can track every agent action, so you can replay any mishaps that might have happened, like, you can do this analysis of sorts. So this is again something that you can sort of introduce in your organization, where you have dashboards tracking what your agents are doing. A well trained agent should always say, I don't know. They should admit that I cannot do this. And they can even escalate, right? They can, let their handlers or people who manage those agents know about it, rather than hallucinating, rather than guessing. That is something which is very important, because nobody should be blindly relying on AI agents when they are, when sometimes they might not even know what the answer to the question being asked is. You, as a project manager, you define these approval flows. you can come up with the rollback plans or the rollback processes. You can even liaise with cross-functional teams like legal teams, like security teams, to keep this AI agent circus safely inside the tent, right? So risk management is something which is very, very important when it comes to AI agents. And then, of course, change management is something that you are the champion of when it comes to AI agents. A quick reminder here about our YouTube membership program. It comes with loads and loads of perks. You get access to premium project management courses. There's collaboration opportunities, and you can meet me for consultation as well. Here's a testimonial from someone who was able to clear their CAPM exam. I would urge you, if our content helps you out in any ways, please head over to pmclounge.com/write, and you can sort of give us your testimonial, your feedback, and how you made use of our content. It helps us stay motivated, and it helps us create more free content for you, just like this one. So that's all that we had in this session. My only call to action is to subscribe. You can keep learning by checking out other videos that you see on your screen right now, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.